My name is Chris Cabrera. I'm the Associate Principal Timpanist of the Hawaii Symphony Orchestra and Section Percussionist. This live stream is primarily for students, middle school, high school, younger, maybe older, and band directors. The musicians of HSO have been reaching out to a lot of people lately, especially students, just trying to get them, to stay active while they're at home and keep practicing. And so I wanted to make this the first for percussion and kind of just give an overview and demonstrate some things as a percussionist at home that you can do, even though you might not have your primary instruments at home. Obviously, none of us have a set of 4 timpani, or probably a lot of us don't have xylophones or marimbas, or and maybe even a few don't even have a snare drum at home, or you have one but you can't practice because you have neighbors and it's loud. And I'm in that situation as well. I mean, here in Hawaii we have the jalousie windows, so if I'm playing snare drum and I'm trying to practice Shasti 10, I don't think my neighbors over there are gonna really like me very much. But I do have a nice view. So while you're practicing, or while I'm practicing, I get to look at this view. That's not a very nice car, but the scenery's nice. Okay. All right, so pads. Let's talk about pads. What type of pads should you buy to practice at home? So there are a few different types of pads that you can buy, and I've got a bunch here. I just wanted to demonstrate, and this is just stuff I've had at home. I haven't been leaving home at all. Don't leave home. Steve Weiss, Hawaii. You can get free shipping right now until April 30th. Free shipping over $49. Buy a drum pad. Buy a 6-inch drum pad. Here we got the Prologix, which is it's an 8-inch drum pad. So here, let me play some of these for you. Give you an idea. These are all great pads, by the way. This is all stuff you can buy. It's very inexpensive. I don't know, what does this cost? 35 bucks. So you buy this, 35 bucks. You got to get to $49 for free shipping. Buy a pair of sticks. Buy a copy of Stick Control. Buy an Etude book. I'll show you some Etude books you can be working out of. All stuff that's very affordable. Spend 50 bucks, get all this stuff, and just keep practicing at home. And HSO musicians are, if you don't already have a private teacher, through an initiative through HSO, you are potentially eligible for some free clinics that we're giving, right? So we're doing these live streams for free. And we've also been reaching out to local band directors, seeing if there are any students who, would like a free half-hour clinic that we can set up via Zoom or some other way. So there's a lot we're doing. There's a lot we're trying to do to reach out to the students and keep you guys practicing. Don't turn on CNN. Just get out your music, your Etude books, and practice. And don't go outside. And you don't have to wear a mask to practice. Okay, so this is one of the pads I would recommend. This is really great, especially for people who live in, maybe one of the high rises, I don't know, down in Waikiki or somewhere else, Kaka'ako, and your neighbors are right next to you. And you don't want to be loud, right? That's a big thing with percussion. So this is a great drum pad. This is the Prologix. It's American made, so, it's safe. You're not shipping it from somewhere else. Costs like 35 bucks. It's the black one. I don't know what the name of that one is, but it's the black one. And it's very soft. I mean, this is very quiet. The buzzing you're hearing is probably my ironing board, but and it has a rim there too, so if you want to get fancy and practice your rim stuff. I don't know, if you want to play one of the movements of impressions, there you go, you can play all that rim shot stuff. Okay. Then I got the red one. which is the Prologix. So each of the different colors correspond to a different hardness of the type of gum rubber. So this one is a little bit a harder of a type of rubber, and you can hear the difference. So here we have again. And so between all of them, the consistency of the soft dynamics, they're both pretty soft, but this one gives you a little bit more. You can hear the articulation a little bit better than you can on the black pad. Here is the Evans Real Feel. This one, it's cheap, and it's cheaper, and so if price is really an issue, this is probably the cheapest thing you're going to get on steveweissmusic.com, which again, if you're just tuning in, practice at home, get a drum pad, get some sticks. steveweissmusic.com, ships here to Hawaii, $49. If you spend $49, it's going to be free shipping. So super cheap. Get drum pad, sticks, Etude book, you're all set. So here's the Real Feel pad. Okay. So those are all rubber types of drum pads, and then this is basically like the old Remo pads, but this is actually a better model that I like. I got this from a music store in Pittsburgh, which the name is right there. I'm not going to pronounce that. It's Tom's pad. I don't know who Tom is, but whoever he is made a great drum pad. So check that out. This is more expensive, like 55 bucks. This sounds good though. I mean, this, if you're going to be practicing at home, this is a little bit louder. And it more replicates an actual drum because it is an actual drum head on a pad. So, and this is great too for practicing your rolls, because on a lot of the rubber drum pads, you can't really hear the quality of your roll very well, and so having a pad like this specifically just to be able to really synthesize, being able to replicate practicing on a real drum, having something like this or the old Remo pads. This is a little bit softer than the older, cheaper Remo pads that you can get on Steve Weiss that are like 20 bucks. So this is a good option too. Okay, what to practice on the drum pad? You can practice, oh, I forgot, I have one more pad. So here's the David Herbert timpani pad. So for all the timpanists out there who think, oh, I can only practice snare drum right now, or on a drum pad, well, you can actually get one of these. So these are made by Professional Percussion Products, which is a company based out of Ohio. I would recommend this, or you can get the Stubbs version of this, the Amy Stubbs version of this on Steve Weiss. That one costs a little bit more than this one. They're basically the same type of thing, and you get a pair of your timpani mallets, and you can practice on a timpani pad. And then you practice your rolls. A lot of us do not have a set of timpani at home. This is a really great way to keep your hands active and engaged while you're away from the instrument. And you can practice all of your stick control stuff on there. So again, get a drum pad, get a timpani practice pad. Now, what to practice on the drum pad, away from actual instruments? Well, you can do all of your normal warm-up routines. You can work on technique, rudiments. I know a lot of students that locally here, you don't know all your rudiments, even if you're in drumline. You gotta learn your rudiments. So, specifically talking about that, a great resource is vicfirth.com, and if you haven't been there before, check it out. vicfirth.com. Work on your paradiddles. A pair of what? A pair of diddles. And what's great about this is you can get all 40 of the drum rudiments. You can get the whole PDF version of the chart and just learn these. Learn the names of them, learn how to play them all. And there's also a great click track along with it. If you check that out right there, you actually get tracks that you can play and click along with that. You just play along. All right, so I'll do some of this right now just to kind of demonstrate. Let's see. And they have different tempo markings. And it clicks and it's a little faster. And you just keep this going. This is a great way to practice your rudiments. You can hear it keep, right? Is that loud enough for you guys? Alright, that's too slow. Let's get a little faster. Let's go to the gold medal. Get your drum pad out. You do traditional or match grip. Doesn't matter. Just practice. And it keeps getting faster. Again, for those who are tuning in, we're playing off of a click track on vicfirth.com for all your rudiments. Here's the paradiddle. Oops, I got a text message. It's my colleague Becca. And we got the platinum. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Just to give you an idea of what's possible, you know, using all these different resources online, right? Even if normally you don't have a teacher, a private teacher, and you're not really interested in taking virtual lessons with anybody, there are still a lot of educational resources online that you can utilize. Not just what HSO musicians are providing and supplying our community, but there's also other things. vicfirth.com has great stuff on here. Learn your rudiments. Okay, what else can you play on the pad? Is it all just 8 on a hand, double beat, and rudiments? No, you can practice the orchestral repertoire, and you can practice all of your etudes or your solos. So some of the etude books I'd recommend, and again, this is, you know, this live stream is for students and band directors who are trying to supply their music students with practice possibilities at home. It's very cheap, affordable, and easy to get any kind of practice pad, a pair of sticks, and some music, and just work from home. Stay at home and just practice. Okay, and then if you're getting bored with that, you know, post them on your social media pages. Tag HSO musician. Do the little @ symbol. We can check it out. You know, maybe we'll give, you know, maybe we give you a free half-hour clinic, or maybe we'll, you know, just leave a comment of encouragement. But, you know, keep practicing. Do what you can from home. Make the best of it. Okay, so here is Mitchell Peters' Intermediate Snare Drum Studies. This is a great etude book I work out of every day and with my students, and I would recommend this for all the students. This is a really great first introduction etude book. Hello, what's happening here? This is HSO musicians. Hello. Florida says Hawaii, hi, or Florida says hi. Oh, Goober. Okay, that's probably Jimmy. Okay. Advanced Snare Drum Studies. So this is another great book. This is basically just a higher level of etudes, slightly harder than the intermediate version. And then for even more advanced students, Jacquez Delecluse, French percussionist. Okay, great etude book. All of this stuff is used on, you know, is great for, you know, for solo ensemble, or if you know, they're great stuff if you want to audition for Hawaii Youth Symphony, or if you're taking college auditions. These are the etude books that you want to buy to get ready for going to college, or even if you want to practice and study while you're in high school. And another good etude book is by one of my former teachers, Richard Weiner, Etudes for Snare Drum. This is for other musicians. Frowny face. Well, you can listen and maybe you'll get some ideas on what to practice. What instrument do you play? Heyo! Oh, Albert Mackey. Oh, jeez. How'd you get on here? They let you in here? Okay. Well, you're home, Albert, right? You're probably doing the same thing I am, practicing out of this stuff. Albert is an alum of Hawaii Youth Symphony and goes to the school that my alma mater, Cleveland Institute of Music, where I studied with this guy. All right, so these etudes are great, especially they're more simplistic than a lot of the Mitchell Peters stuff and a lot of the Delecluse stuff, but they're great because they really replicate what is required of a percussionist, and especially a snare drummer, in the orchestra. So they're a collection of, I think there's 10 etudes that are specifically designed around standard orchestral repertoire. Let's see, who else is saying? I don't have any instruments. Okay, well then I really don't know what to tell you. No instruments? Okay, well, look, if you're a musician and you don't have any instruments at home and you're not a percussionist and you can't practice on a drum pad, look, check it out. Maybe you have a piano, right? I'm doing a lot of, shout out Iolani Palace. I'm doing a lot of, you know, not a lot, I shouldn't lie. I'm not doing any piano. But usually I do practice, you know, piano on certain occasions for ear training and all of that. So if you don't have an instrument on you and you just like, maybe you have a keyboard, and if you don't have a keyboard, go online, and you know, there are a lot of tuning apps that you can get, and you can practice your sight singing, you can practice ear training, you can practice music theory. Can you play the piano backwards? Of course, who can't? That's easy. I can also play it standing on my head. Okay, back to percussion. Technique books, okay? In a little bit, how are we doing on time? I mean, I guess I can go for as long as whatever. I'll give some examples of using some of these books and what I would, if you're just getting some of these books and you're just starting to get into some of the, this literature. I'll give you some recommendations on how to kind of get into it and approach some of this stuff and how to practice it. But you know, most drummers are familiar with this book, Stick Control. Yeah, Hawaii Youth Symphony. Shout out. I've been doing a lot of shout outs to you guys. We got some alums on here too. And then the follow-up book to George Lawrence Stone's Stick Control is Accents and Rebounds. Okay, so these are two great books. Stick Control, which everybody should have a copy of. Actually buy the book. Don't illegally download anything. Buy the book. Steve Weiss Music, if you're just tuning in and you're a percussion student, Steve Weiss Music. Free shipping throughout the whole month on orders over $49. Why do I keep bringing it up? Am I endorsing them? Are they paying me? I wish. No. I'm saying it because it's free and I actually use it. I bought a bunch of stuff recently, including this pad, from them, and no shipping in Hawaii. That's usually like another 25 bucks on top of your order. So this is great. Free shipping. No excuses. Practice. Wait. Thanks for doing this, Chris. HSL musicians. Absolutely. So for all of those Hawaii Youth Symphony students who should be on, if you're percussionists, you definitely should be on. You should be listening to this. I don't want to come after this whole quarantine, blah, blah, blah. We'll come back in the fall. I'll be there at a sectional, and then I see bad chops. What is this? Chapin. No, I said chops, not Chapin. Listen, okay. I don't want to see you have bad chops, all right? You got to practice, all right? There's a bunch of stuff you can do right now. Stay motivated. It doesn't cost a lot of money. You don't have to have instruments. You can just have a drum pad. I'm going to keep saying it over and over again. Okay, so those are two good books, stick control books. Some other books, if you're at a slightly higher level, later high school, maybe even some, college students. I don't think any are on here, except for Albert. Developing Dexterity. Okay, the other Mitchell Peters book, really great. Difficult stick control stuff out of there. Delecluse method book. The other Delecluse book I showed you was his Etude book. This is really great. This is slightly more expensive. This is a great book for stick control. Very difficult. More expensive. Only get this if you're very advanced. Okay, I know I haven't been playing a lot. This is the first one of multiple weeks that we're going to be doing something like this. So what I really wanted to do was just kind of give an overview of the possibilities of how to practice, rather than specifically and what to practice, rather than specifically like, oh, let me show you what I'm doing here. Here's my chops. What's your favorite orchestral piece to play? My favorite orchestral piece to play. I mean, Hawaii 5-0, drum set part. Drum set part to Hawaii 5-0. Follow at HSO Musicians, Hawaii Symphony Orchestra, Hawaii 5-0. There you go. Okay. Oh, Rudimental books. Okay, for all you Rudimental guys. For all you Rudimental guys of the 15 people that are watching. This is another great book. John S. Pratt. Unfortunately, Mr. Pratt just passed away, actually, I believe last week. But he lived a long life, and he had, huge impact on percussion and the industry as a whole. And this specific Etude book that's used by all percussionists. If you want to go to college and study percussion and do music, you have to buy this and practice this. You're not gonna, get to an audition for a school without having to probably play one of these. And even some orchestral auditions require one of these every so often. Okay. And then the other great American composer for rudimental playing, American rudimental playing, Charlie Wilcoxon, 150 solos. Get this book. I'll usually, when I warm up, I'll do one or two of these a day, and I'll just work up a single one, and they're great for sight reading. Boom, there you go. What are you supposed to practice? Practice this. Okay, and if you work out of those 2 books, that's good. Let's see. Here's another good book that Charlie Wilcoxon wrote, which is Modern Rudimental Solos, Swing Solos. This is another great book. Check this out. Buy this. Super cheap. Probably 10 bucks. SteveWeissMusic.com. Free shipping over $49. Why do I keep plugging it? Practice. Okay, here's another good book. Rudimental Solos for the accomplished drummer. So you have to be accomplished to play this. That means you should practice. Alright, very difficult stuff in here. Okay. Cool, that covers all of, basically all the stuff you know, I would recommend that as students you should buy. Do we got any more comments? No, good. Okay, well, we're wrapping this up here. Next week we're going to do another one of these, and next week will be actual playing. So what I'm thinking of doing, and I think how we'll do these is on HSO Musicians, we'll post maybe 2 or 3 etudes, all right? And we'll shoot those up into our, you know, Instagram story, and we'll show you which ones they are. You buy the books, practice them. What is this? Paradiddles, triple 240. First we gotta get the kids to practice. Then we'll play next week. What is it? Do you have any stick recommendations? I suggest you buy wooden sticks. How about that? Should I be more specific? Look, get a cheap pair of sticks. If you're a beginning student, don't spend 30 bucks on a pair of sticks. You know, you can spend $8 on a pair of SD1s that you're gonna beat up anyways. You know, but if you really want me to recommend something, I guess I could tell you what I'm playing with. These are the Freer sticks. That's my teacher's name, Richard Weiner. I'm practicing with his sticks. I use his sticks. Very similar to SD1s, but it's the Tom Freer company. A lot better quality, better drumstick. I also use the Freer Generals. But if you're a student, you shouldn't spend 30 bucks on a pair of sticks. You should spend $9 on a pair of sticks, and you should spend the other $21 getting a drum pad and get a free metronome app and practice. Practice your paradiddles as triplets at 240 beats per minute. What we're going to do is we're going to do etudes every week. So in next week's live stream, which hopefully we get some more students in, what we're going to do too is, you know, we're very aware that a lot of students can't tune in live because a lot of students are still doing virtual class every day, sometimes till 2 p.m. We might switch the time here next week to try to accommodate that. Maybe we'll do a little bit later in the afternoon so that kids locally can tune in and it's a little bit easier. But all these videos are going to be posted on to our YouTube page at HSO Musicians YouTube account, okay? So those are all going to be posted there. And for next week, what we'll do is we'll do 3 etudes. Okay, so I'll play 3 etudes next week for you. I'll put the copies of which ones those are up, and you can practice those at home, and then tune in next week, and you know, you can jump on here and you can play it for people. I can play it for you. We can give each other some tips, whatever. We'll talk about it. What's a good metronome app? What's a good metronome app? I mean, I don't know. Metronome. I'm looking it up right now for you. I'm trying to give you the answer. I think, okay, so the one I use is called Tempo. And it looks like that. I mean, I bought this, I don't know, I bought this app, geez, almost 10 years ago probably. I bought this app 10 years ago. So I don't know if it's free, I don't know if it costs anything, but I've been using this app for 10 years, and it's great. It's a metronome. You don't have to buy a Dr. Beat anymore. You don't have to spend $150, $200 on a metronome. That's crazy. spend that money on all these books that I just talked about, and buy cheap pair of sticks, buy a drum pad. Yeah, I mean that's gonna get you going. I would focus on just getting the whole point of this was, here are the materials you need to get. All right, and just for people who just tuned in or whatever, or you tuned out, again, some books. Get stick control, and all this will be in the links on YouTube anyways. We'll put those down. Accents and rebounds, developing dexterity, Delecluse method book. These three are must-haves. Intermediate Mitchell Peters, advanced Mitchell Peters, Delecluse 12 Etudes. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll post 3 different Etudes. We'll probably do a situation where it's an easy concert Etude, a more advanced concert Etude, and then maybe an easy rudimental, and then a more advanced rudimental. We'll probably do something like that. So I'll probably be playing out of these 2 books. So we'll do one of this, and then what's the other thing I just said? Then for rudimental, we'll do one of these and one of these. And so before Etudes every week, you can tune in. We'll put it up in the link. You can watch it later. You probably can't be on Livestream. Yeah, I get it. So you can check it out later on YouTube. All this information will be up hopefully by tomorrow. So you can start practicing for next week, next Friday. Tune in. Me, again. I'll actually be playing this time. I'll be playing this stuff for you. I just wanted to give an overview to get you guys started. Okay. Next Friday. See you then.